All right, everybody. We're here for episode 4 of the BRO2PRO podcast. Today it's featuring Randy Madsen and myself, Big Mo, Morgan McDonald, and we're really just here to shoot the shit. So first off, we're going to talk about Canadian Nationals, do a little recap of what we thought about it. So I'm going to get into the first topic that I want to discuss, something I've kind of wanted to talk about for a while. Another change I think that could be made in the whole IFBB, and that is what is going on in the men's physique division. Like where the men's physique division started to where it is now, to me is
I know what you
absolutely,
mean.
yeah, it's absolutely insane. So when men's physique first started, the guys that they literally looked like they worked out for a few months, even like the top Olympia guys, like Jeff Saeed or whatever the hell his name is, Sadiq. I'm just going to call him Sadiq because I can't pronounce his last name, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. When those guys first got into it, they just looked like, like pretty boy, like, average.
It was a smaller, more sleek, slender, streamlined.
Yeah. Yeah. They look good. They looked aesthetic and all that stuff. They had like their little six pack and stuff.
They didn't want like real thick backs, real big, mid backs and huge pecs or too much width, right?
Yeah.
Score it down.
Yeah. So like, I just want to know what happened. Like, how did it become what it is now? Because now it's to the point, like at first, when men's physique first came out, they would make fun of these guys for like not training legs and stuff. And I'm sure some of them don't still, but it's obviously become apparent that even having some glutes and legs will contribute to your whole overall look. But now it's to the point where like these dudes are busting out of the goddamn board shorts. Like it's insane. Like it makes it look sillier than it is. Like, I'm not saying it's silly. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just saying like when you take a guy who looks like a bodybuilder and you put him in board shorts, like that's what the actual.
Are their shorts too tight for you? Is that what you're saying?
Their legs are too big for me. I just don't understand. Like I see some of these guys winning some of these shows, and I'm in my mind, I'm just like, dude, you could just be a bodybuilder.
Well, they are.
Yeah,
they're bigger than your regional show bodybuilder for sure.
Oh, 100%. Like,
man, I was at North Americans competing myself, and I watched the men's physique class, and one of those guys they put in the front in the middle, and he won one of the classes. When I saw him, I was like, that's Johnny Shreve with shorts on. That's how thick this guy's lats were. I couldn't believe it. They were rewarding size for sure at North Americans, and that show kind of sets the standard for a lot of the other shows, because our Canadian judges like Rudy and Ron, they go and they sit on that judging panel and they're judges, but they have to follow what the head judge wants. And they'll tell you after North Americans that the head judge and that NPC crew were really going for size over condition. And the men's physique guys were huge. It's crazy. But maybe we have them just loosen up the shorts a little bit. So
you can't find board shorts big enough. That's a problem. The big thing for me was the Mr. Olympia this year. So last year, Brandon Hendrickson won, and to me, like that's like the very limit that a men's physique guy should be. And then this year,
in terms of size and width,
yeah, but he still had like a small waist, like he wasn't overly developed. And then this year, and like even before him, Jeremy Buendia, like he was even a little bit smaller than Brandon. And I guess that's why Brandon won that year, because he was a little bit bigger, like a little bit tighter, condition was good. Now this last year, 2019 Mr. Olympia, this guy Raymond Edmonds won, I think.
Yeah.
Like, did you see him next to everybody else? Like he made Brandon Hendrickson look tiny.
Yeah, he's really big. He's kind of setting the standard in there. I guess that's how they're going now.
He's absolutely bigger than Chris Bumstead. Like he definitely is. He has to be. I'm pretty sure he's like 6'3" or 6'4". So what I think, like in my mind, it should be like men's physique should be like the smallest male competitors. Then classic physique, they should be a little bit more developed, especially like in the legs and stuff like that. And then obviously like 212 and then open bodybuilding. But to me, it's literally like classic physique guys are the smallest dudes. then it's men's physique guys in most cases, and it's because they don't have a weight limit. Like I don't understand how you can put a weight limit on a classic or physique at the pro level and not put one on men's physique. Because it's like the same thing that happened in women's physique from the beginning of women's physique to what it is now. It's like borderline female bodybuilding, some of those girls.
Yeah, over time it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like I think it's lazy judging, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're going so fast through those rounds. You'll talk to anyone that was at that last nationals or any of the pro qualifiers in the last little while. You're not on stage for any time at all. They have too many competitors to go through. They're making decisions in like 5-7 seconds. I understand they're really good at what they do, and they know what they want, but I think it tends them towards going for just the outline of a person. The bigger guy is winning, not necessarily with the best conditioning.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's lazy judging, but at the same time, that's how all the categories have evolved over over bodybuilding's history, right?
Yeah, I think you're right totally. I think it's so easy as a judge to just pick like size rules, like the biggest person, and then conditioning after that. Like, right? Like if you have two people that are the same size, but one person's slightly more conditioned, that person that's more conditioned is obviously going to win. But I think in those divisions, they need to be careful. And I don't think they have been careful. And I think that's what's led to what it is now. Right. I think the only thing that's going to fix it is they should do men's physique, just like they do classic physique, but like 10 to 15 pounds lighter for each height. I think it would make it better competition for sure for the competitors, especially at like the amateur level, like the national level, like the guys trying to get their pro cards.
I think it would accomplish what you're trying to accomplish for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like even at Canadian Nationals, like the pictures been going around for a while of the top two guys for the overall, and like they were just absolute monsters. Like, and my friend Luke that was there competing as classic physique, he saw them in person. He said they legitimately look like bodybuilders with board shorts on.
Yeah, but I remember it wasn't that long ago. Like Justin Huey, he competed in men's physique. I think it was in Nova Scotia at their provincials, and they put him in like last place because he was too goddamn big.
Yeah,
he would win his pro card if he did men's physique now.
Yeah, so this opens up another like can of worms, really. I feel like at the regional shows they really judge things how they're supposed to be judged, right? But because of that, I think it's happened many times before. Because of that, it holds people back, like that could be pros. Like you said, like Justin looked like a pro men's physique guy, but because he was at a regional show, he got penalized for that, right?
Yeah.
And like I've seen that myself before.
It's especially bad in the women's classes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like figure, for example, like you'll see a girl and like she'll look like a figure Olympian, and they'll penalize her for that and be like, "Oh, you should have did women's physique." Yeah. When in reality, at the women's physique pro level, she would have did terrible, but at the figure level, she would have did really good. It's almost like they lower their expectations in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. It was especially evident in the men's physique judging at regional level in years past, but not now. I mean, I was just at a show in Moncton, the Flex Lewis Canadian Classic, and they went with size in the men's physique class there too. And to your point about their board shorts, some of the people that were at the show and the competitors told me they felt like one of the deciding factors to pick this one fella over RJ was the way he filled out his board shorts, which I thought was hilarious. But
what?
His pro card this weekend in the Masters class. So shout out to RJ. He's from my neck of the woods.
Oh, nice. Yeah, wicked.
Masters pro card for men's physique.
I think I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. What else? What did you think of the heavyweights or in the super heavyweights at Canadian Nationals?
I thought the guy that won was really the only like impressive one. Like really, I think they all lack conditioning from what I saw. I didn't really like look at them like that much of it, to be honest with you. I just saw like a couple like front shots from them.
Mhm.
I think the guy that took second won his pro card in the Masters, and and I'm sure he deserved it, like in the Masters division.
Yeah.
Like he had a torn pec, pretty wide
Mike
waist. His
Zylstra.
conditioning was like subpar.
Yeah, he's a guy that's been in the bodybuilding scene for a while. I heard his name before.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him. We had the same coach at one point back in like 2014.
Dito Shank, is that who won heavyweight?
Yeah. Steve Didoshak, yeah.
Didoshak, right? Yeah. Right. And Dave won light heavyweight. Yeah, I really regret in some ways not having done this show. It was like, in terms of Classic Physique, it was a super small class. There was fewer guys in the whole Classic Physique division than were in my own single height class at North American.
Yeah, dude, I was really surprised with how small the classes were.
Yeah, and so the height class I would have been in, I would have been in like B with Tyler Johnson. I competed against Tyler at the Toronto Pro last summer, and I got 5th place in my class, and he won the height class. He looked great.
Yeah.
And he was back this year, and he won the high class again. He ended up going on to win his pro card.
Yeah.
After seeing that lineup, I feel like I could have done super well in that lineup, and I could have pushed Tyler if I had have come in nice and full.
Yeah.
Admittedly, he was super flat. So Tyler's so super jacked. I think he could do bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Jack guy.
I heard he had to come down a lot.
Yeah. And it doesn't come back from it, not on stage. I think they hold back. I don't know what they're doing. Full disclosure, I have no idea what they're doing, but he's flat and small in the pictures on stage that I see compared to him a few weeks out. I think he looks amazing in those few weeks out pictures, and he pushes that condition, gets his weight down, but I think it hurts him a lot. So him being a pro now, that is like a problem. He can weigh in probably, 5 pounds more or 10, maybe one pro.
I think he was like around 11 pounds above his weight, like a week out.
So I don't know, but probably he's a big guy.
I heard from some people that were there that like right after weigh-in, he ate like 6 muffins and like he was just on like the burgers and cheesecake and stuff
So I think I take issue with that. No, I'm not his coach. And what they do works for him, but why is he eating such high fat foods if what he needs is to fucking get that food in and metabolized? The fats are going to slow his digestion way down. They're calories and they taste good, but I think it slows digestion down to the point that that's going to make a hard time filling out. When I
guess like in a way, but like if you're that depleted, like, and you are that starved out, like if you haven't had any fat or carbs or water for like 3 or 4 days trying to make weight, like I think you could get away with that for like a little while for sure. Like in my own opinion, I think you could, just because I think your body is going to be so absorbent, like even to the fat.
Oh, I don't think you're going to spill over from it. I just think it's going to slow your digestion and make you less efficient at carving up. And it could hold you back in terms of fullness. Like you might be fuller if you went straight carbs, so everything digests and processes and goes through your system faster, and allows you to eat more sooner. You can eat more frequently if it's digesting faster. So that's what I would recommend to someone who took that approach. But hey, it worked for him. He's a pro now, and I wanted to congratulate him.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. Like he honestly wasn't my favorite guy that competed in Classic. Like, I thought he was the most balanced. That's probably why he won, right? But yeah, the guy that was I forget I don't know his real name. I think he won Class E. His Instagram handle is Never Too Big.
Oh yeah.
I thought that guy looked amazing.
Yeah.
He had like a tiny waist. Like he probably had the best back in the whole Classic Physique division. I think he was lacking condition a little bit. I think that's probably why he didn't win. Yeah.
What do you think of his structure?
His legs were a little on the smaller side.
Yeah.
But I thought his upper body looked really good. He just had that real like roundness, like,
right.
like that like that, like the black guys have, right? Like that full round look.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. But
Round
I guess,
muscle.
like you said, but that whole show, up until the overalls, conditioning seemed like to be what they were looking for.
Yeah. So I got blood work back today.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get into what you're doing now for the off season.
So it's 6-7 weeks post show. I just been doing a little cruise, tried something new. I've just been doing 125 milligrams of testosterone enanthate and 100 milligrams of masteron enanthate per week.
Okay.
Just to see how I felt on the lower test dose, but with still some anabolic, the same amount of anabolic potential, more or less. And turns out, though I feel good and I look good, my testosterone is in the normal range, 16 nanomoles, which is normal range is 9 to 30, but my estrogen's low. So that masteron dose is suppressing my estrogen, which I don't want. So if I hop on cycle on my blast this weekend, I'd say I got to either up the test or reduce the masteron. So it's just an experiment. I'm not going to do it again.
So when are you starting your blast?
This weekend.
Yeah. So you're going to bring your test up like quite a bit, I assume.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So actually I'm going to, start my blast this weekend and my test is going to go to 500.
So what else are you doing besides the 500 mgs a week of test?
It's just going to be your basic, like Classic Physique, low test, low moderate test, and some anabolics. Not really much for androgens in there.
Are you keeping masteron in?
Yeah, so 500 tests is what I'll be at the whole time, and I'll work up to 400 primobolan enanthate per week. That's the real money maker, get some anabolism from that and protein synthesis increased without any water retention or side effects to mention. So I really like primobolan. I think it's probably the most underrated. Masteron. Masteron's definitely the most underrated, but
yeah,
that's the other compound I use. For the most of the cycle, I'll probably just use 400 milligrams of the masteron, but near the end, I'll up it to 600 because I think by that point, my estrogen production over the course of 500 tests, long ester every week, that could be built up by then, and I might, instead of taking an AI, just take a little more masteron. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's funny you say that because like I ran masteron my entire off season. Obviously not like the entire way. Like I did a 16-week blast, 8 weeks off, and then another 16-week blast, but I did the exact same cycle twice. And this was the first time in my life I've never had to use an AI. Right. And I was running.
And you probably have your best gains, right?
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
AIs are probably the worst thing you can take in this. Like they're the surefire way to kill your gains.
Man, yeah, that's a huge discovery I had this year. Like I honestly had no idea that it had that effect. Like I didn't really understand that having your estrogen too low. Like anytime I thought of having low estrogen, to me it was like a positive because I was like, okay, I won't retain that much water.
Right.
It's
estrogen. You're not risking gyno.
And like it'll keep every time I took a Arimidex, I was like, oh, this will keep my body fat down. Like that was like my mindset. And then I kind of learned more and more like this year working with like Doreen and stuff. And I was like, holy shit. And then we kept lowering and lowering my dose, and then eventually we just came off of it. And then I went like from like 325 to like 332 in like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah. Oh, I had a similar effect when I finally got my estrogen under control. I filled out and got thicker, like and stronger right away. And estrogen, when it's suppressed, not only are your gains bad, but your sex drive is bad. People don't realize it, but estrogen is really the primary sex hormone for the male sex drive, and testosterone is the same, but it's for women. It's the testosterone that makes women more sexually aggressive, but for men, it's estrogen. and estrogen is good for your heart health too. And you're not going to be able to get a boner if you're estrogen suppressed, and that sucks.
Yeah, that's the truth.
That's only acceptable in the last 4 to 6 weeks of a contest prep when you're real tired.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're trying to be Superman, you got to be super in every way, right?
Yeah, that's true. But that kind of brings me to what like contest prep and like in hindsight, especially my last one, where I was trying to like get as conditioned as I could. And it makes me excited for this year because I've always like increased my AIs like the last like couple weeks over prep.
Yeah.
And like not even kidding you, dude, my last nationals where I was like super flat and like just like ruined myself. I was taking pharmacy grade Arimidex, I was taking Nolvadex, and I was taking Letrozole. So like my estrogen was definitely 0.
Oh yeah.
Like, and man, it made me look so flat. Like I'm looking back, like for how hard, like how over dieted I was and how over cardioed I was and taking all that estrogen blockers. It's a wonder as I looked as good as I did.
Yeah. Estrogen management is important all year round, but especially near a contest prep. It can make you water retentive, but as if you found that you weren't able to fill out.
Dude, it didn't matter what I did. Yeah. Like at that point, like I was just sitting around eating bowls of potato with banana and honey and like burgers. I was doing everything. I was eating everything. And it just made no difference. Right.
Yeah. Well, so AIs, the only time I recommend them, like your cycles shouldn't require them. If you need an AI, you should actually address the real problem, which is taking more gear than what you should be.
Yeah.
Like, it's too much of at least an estrogen converting compound. But if you like the cycle that I'm on, you would never need that other than, what the Mastron does. Like 500 tests for me at 190 pounds, that's a little on the higher end. It is going to aromatize, but not so much in control by the Mastron.
Yeah, and I think, like again, with my cycle, I think the Mastron was a big beneficiary of why I didn't need to take any Arimidex. Just keeping that, I was taking.
Well, and your doses were modest as well.
Huh?
Your doses were modest as well. And
yeah.
330-pound bodybuilder, you don't take anything close to what you'd see someone write on the boards.
Oh, dude, no, I know, not at all.
Shit they talk on there.
I don't even know how those guys like survive that shit.
Like my total milligrams, I don't go over 1,500 milligrams in an off-season cycle. Like that's YouTube natty.
Yeah.
1.5 grams total. You hear guys talking about 4.5+ gram cycles. Boston Lloyd's out there talking about crazy doses like that. And not that some guys might not do it. I guess they might be stupid enough to do it. I'm sure they don't need to do it. It's totally unnecessary.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think anybody needs to take that much, like under any circumstances. They're just like in my mind. If you're taking that much gear, first of all, you're uneducated. Second of all, you're trying to make up for your lack of hard work and your lack of like nutrition, really.
Yeah, it's usually the younger guys too. I feel like most guys, if you stay healthy enough to last in this game, you figure out one way or the other. You don't need as much as youth. You might get excited about taking it early on because you hear shit.
Yeah. Well, the people that last in this game are the ones that like me. Like this year has been a big difference for me. This is probably the most health conscious I've ever been. The most like health supplements I've ever taken. The most like strategic I've been about my protocols, and I've made the most progress. Right.
What the health supplements do you take?
Well, like ubiquinol is a big one, but like even like small stuff, just like taking liquid fish oil.
Like, oh yeah, that totally counts.
Yeah, like first thing every morning, that's what I do. Like I'll wake up 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, take a tablespoon of fish oil. I'll go to work for 3 or 4 hours, and I always fast in the morning. It's just something I have to do. Like I never get up and eat right away. I think that's something that just works for me really well, just with my digestive system. Like I get on my feet for 3 or 4 hours, moving around, training clients. Like I'll just drink coffee and water, like get hydrated, And then after I've been walking around for 3 or 4 hours, I start eating. And I just find that that does wonders for my digestion. And like, not to be gross, but like that period of time I'm not moving around before I eat, like I'm still using the bathroom, like probably through, especially in the off season, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
and I find like that just like, I don't really like to start eating until like I feel like I'm completely cleared out from like the prior day's food,
Oh
essentially.
really?
Yeah, it works for me, man, because then
I
like I
get
have
it.
no issues eating every 2 hours after that,
Well, when
right?
we talked about your diet on the first podcast, you've been waiting a number of hours. It makes it a little bit harder to get all the calories in, I'm sure. But if your digestion is what's in question, you're handling that way. I mean, that's what you. If your digestion wasn't good, you're not going to make it very far, anyways.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, and I obviously I know I'm absorbing my food because I've gotten up to such a high body weight with like reasonably good body composition. You know, obviously I've gained some fat, but it's nothing excess. Like I still have abs all day, every day.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know.
I like the omega-3s. I take a couple grams of those per day. I take vitamin D, a few thousand IUs of that per day.
Yeah.
I take a daily baby aspirin, 81 milligrams, you know.
Yeah, I was doing that when I was on cycle.
Yeah, I'm going to do it year round. My blood work has indicated like that I've got a little thicker blood sometimes, so I'm just going to manage it that way. And they say once you start doing it, it's like you want to be consistent with it. So I take that. Chromium picolinate, I take some of that before bed. Slow niacin is really good for promoting your HDL. So in that 500 milligrams. Let me think.
I think CoQ10 is another big one.
What's that?
Like CoQ10.
Oh yeah.
And like ubiquinol. Like I think those are good. I think taking milk thistle is good, to be honest. Like even though it's like super basic and old school, I think it has its place for sure.
ZMA, that's the other one that I take. Yeah. Victor Conte created it, and you people have, well, you know, if you've ever been on bodybuilding.com, you've heard of it, but it's actually like super legit for enhanced athletes. Natural guys don't need it, but if you're enhanced, apparently, what the research has led me to believe is that enhanced athletes tend to be deficient in zinc and magnesium. So this was formulated basically for enhanced athletes, and I take 3 capsules before bed. It helps my sleep.
Magnesium is great for sleep. Yeah, I usually take that one right before bed.
I had 2 buddies actually with the exact same story. They said when I started taking ZMA, my sleep got better, but then I started to have dreams of my girl cheating on me.
Yeah.
And you know, it's super random because it was 2 of the exact same types of feedback that I didn't even ask about. It wasn't like, did you have weird dreams? Just 2 guys randomly told me.
And they both had the same dream?
And I don't talk to a lot of people about taking ZMA. Yeah, they both dreamt shortly after starting ZMA that their girlfriend cheated on them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I don't know. I didn't have those dreams, but I don't remember what I dream anyways most of the time. Do you?
Yeah, it's because you smoke weed.
Yes, guilty.
Same with me. But
I wouldn't be able to fall asleep if I didn't.
What about CBD? Do you use CBD?
Not. I don't have a lot of experience with it. I can tell you the first time I tried it, I took too much and I felt weird. My buddy Dexter is with Hemprove.
Yeah.
Gave me some of their like extra strength shit because I don't know, and I didn't even bother to. He was like, take some of this, and I took some of it, and it was like 1,200 milligrams or something.
Holy shit! Yeah.
I just felt I had smoked as well, some little THC.
Yeah.
And I laid down, and I just felt kind of like the room was a little bit spinny.
Oh yeah.
But after that, I've tried 300 milligrams, and I feel maybe it kind of relaxes me, but I don't know. I think it might be some overrated stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's a bit of a trendy thing. You know, it's just another like thing for athletes to plug. You know, and I think it just went hand in hand with the whole like legalization of like marijuana itself. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of gave people like the okay to use
Well,
CBD
hemp
in
is
a
so
way.
useful, THC is so awesome, and then CBD becomes a legal supplement, and making all these claims, but you know that if it had real medical benefits, that they'd make that shit illegal, and you'd have to get a prescription for it.
That man, I said
Far
that
out
right
to
away.
control it.
Yeah, I was like, if it's that good, I was like, there's no way that it's this accessible. If it has all the claims, because like I've seen people claim everything, like anti-inflammation. It helps you with sleep. It helps people with PTSD. It helps with just like muscle soreness in general. It helps with pain. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I tried it a few times. I probably tried it for a week consistently, and I didn't notice anything.
Yeah, well, placebo effect's a real thing too, man.
Oh no, listen, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. I'm a placebo enthusiast. I even tell people that. I'm like, if you take this pill and it makes you think that you're doing this better, and like because of that you are doing better, then just keep going with it. Like, why not, right?
Yeah, that's probably why the supplement market is so big, is the placebo effect works. I mean,
Dude, I saw the craziest shit ever that Blackstone Labs put out there yesterday. I made a comment about it. It's unreal. So PJ Braun, of course, and he posted on his Instagram and Blackstone Instagram about this IGF-1 product and a GH product. I couldn't believe it, especially coming from that guy. I'm like, are you really going to try to bullshit people with this? So my comment was, if you're not selling this for $1,200 a bottle, it's not real.
yeah.
He came out with this huge caption about this revolutionary technology that they extracted IGF-1. I can't remember exactly what it was. Like, they extracted it from whey protein.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's in a capsule. And if you take it, it's going to have the same effect as like taking growth hormone.
Yeah. These guys don't know like any limit.
I know. I just thought we were past that with the supplements.
They even supplement companies will go so far as to put real drugs in their products for when they're brand new, so people actually get gains from them, and then they pull it before it gets popular, so it can't get tested.
Yeah. Well, I think Blackstone's notorious for that type of behavior.
Yeah.
Going back to supplements, so what actual like performance supplements do you use, and what do you think work?
Anabolics, growth hormone, insulin, stuff like that.
No, like actual like supplements, like that you get at Popeyes.
Oh, creatine.
Yeah, big one. Yeah.
Creatine, it's proven. I mean, our bodies need it, and I don't eat much red meat. Kind of a chicken guy full time. So I'm definitely not getting creatine out of my diet. So I take creatine monohydrate. I take caffeine, and that's honestly it. That's all that I buy. Protein powder, of course. I consider that kind of a food replacement, not necessarily even a supplement.
Have you ever used glutamine?
Yeah. Oh, so I mean, I've been in this game a while, right? So I've been real serious about bodybuilding since 2011, using supplements before that. And over that course of time, especially when I was natural, I wanted to find the best, all the best shit. So I did a lot of research. I did 3 out of 4 years of a chemistry major, Bachelor of Science, before I switched to business. So I know how to read the scientific literature. So I read and read and read and read and read. I nerded out, as anyone who knows me would totally not be surprised. I just nerded out, went 0 to 100 real quick, and I was on it all, bro. I had it all: glutamines and BCAAs and EAAs and carnitines and you name it, beta alanines and D-aspartic acid.
Yeah, I was going to. That's what I was about to ask you if you took the
citrulline malate. Nowadays though, I don't use any of that. late in prep, I might go and get a pre-workout product that has some caffeine and some citrulline malate in it. I'm not sure if citrulline malate does anything, but it's a different stimulant feeling that you get than just straight caffeine, which I would normally just have like 300 milligrams of caffeine. Or right now I'm just having a medium cup of black coffee before I head to the gym. My pre-workout, I wake up, I have a shake. In the shake is a scoop of dextrose, a scoop of protein, and with a cup of coffee and some water, and I drink that. And that's all that I'm doing pre-workout. Then I head to the gym, get in a training session. But I find, of course, there's no fat, there's no fiber in that shake. And so it's just dextrose and whey. And it's warm, so it digests as fast as possible, gets in my system without having any impact really on my digestive tract so much. Like I don't feel like I had a meal, so I can train and feel light, which I prefer. When I train with a full meal in my stomach or too close to a meal, I just feel sluggish and kind of like bloated in my midsection.
I know.
Can't really squeeze down and flex everything the way I need to in some exercises, like lock my core down.
Yeah, that's like me too. I find that the least amount of food I can have in me before I train, the better. Like my rule of thumb essentially is no more than 2 meals before training.
Oh, yeah.
I would do it how you do it, man, if I didn't have to work like in the gym in the
Right.
morning with my clients and that. But soon enough, I'll be away from that. And that's my plan, is just to do 1 meal, wait an hour or so, and then go train. I'm actually really looking forward to it because I find the pump is better and everything like that, because the least amount of food you have in your stomach, like the less amount of blood that's being used to digest the food, the more blood that's available to go to your.
I really like starting my day with like my favorite thing, and I can focus on it. When I wake up, I don't check my emails. I don't have to talk to anyone. I just get my stuff ready for the gym, and I go and I work out, and I can be locked in. And I don't have that stress of the day. If you had these situations prior to your training session that throw you off, it makes it hard to get into it and be as productive as possible.
What about your phone? Do you have your phone with you in the gym?
I have had it in the gym way too much before, but actually after watching Luke and Fuad and Lee talk about it on the last RX Muscle debate, today was the first day I did not have my phone at all. And the picture that I posted on Instagram was from a previous workout. Just had something to throw up there.
Yeah.
But I got this fucking Apple Watch, right? So I get notifications whenever something hits my phone. It actually hits my watch and it vibrates. So I got to turn the phone to do not disturb mode. I need to keep it on. I can't turn it on airplane mode or turn the Bluetooth off because it sends the music to my ear pods.
Right. So what do? Do you just not change the song? Or do you just have a playlist?
I can change the song on my watch.
Oh, shit. Nice.
It's high tech shit,
I think that's what I got to start doing. I got to like put my phone on airplane mode or something, like so I can still listen to the music, but I won't get the notifications in and shit.
Yeah.
Because I find it distracting.
Yeah, Lee Priest had a good point that they do it.
Yeah, I watched it.
If you got a particularly nuancing, message, that could throw you off.
It's happened to me before, for sure.
Yeah.
Or like if some business thing comes up, my mind just switches to that. Like, you know what I mean? Like if it has to do with like making money, like my mind will just go to that instead of.
Yeah. And if you think about it, if you want to be a professional bodybuilder, having good workouts is your job. Like you can't have any bad workouts.
Yeah.
You can't. Until you're done.
Especially in contest prep.
Right.
Like
so many days.
Yeah, exactly. Like those are the workouts that count the most when you're trying to preserve muscle and all that shit.
Yeah. So I'm less than 10 weeks out from the due date of my baby girl.
Oh, you're having a girl?
Yeah, having a girl.
When did you find out?
When did I find out?
Yeah.
The gender?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you didn't want to be surprised?
No. I'm a planner, right?
Yeah, you were. Do you have it in your schedule when she's supposed to be born?
Oh, yeah. No, I got a countdown going on.
Nice.
The problem was going all along, they count up in pregnancy. You're 2 weeks along, you're 3 weeks along, 4 weeks happening. How many weeks are you? Girls will say.
Yeah.
And I don't count up in time. I didn't even know at how many weeks she really has a baby. I understand there's 3 trimesters and I think it's around 40 weeks. But anyways, I don't count weeks. So it wasn't until Kelsey was like, we could have the baby in 12 weeks or less. And I was like, oh shit. Because I know what 12 weeks out feels like.
Yeah.
That's when I started to freak out. I was like, oh God damn. I was like having one of those prep panic moments. Like, why did I get so fat this off season? I only got 12 weeks left. But December 31st is the due date. And that just got really real for me. When she basically put it that way. This is a list of shit you got to buy. And do.
Yeah, dude. I can only imagine. So like how is that affecting you mentally with bodybuilding? Is it affecting you at all? Like, are you having any worries about like how you're going to be able to stay on track and like get your sleep and get your food in and get your training in, or what?
No, actually that's a good question. I'm not worried about the things in the short term. I won't be getting on stage until probably 2021 because I don't want to diet in the first year of her life. That's what I'm saying now. Maybe you'll see me on stage in the fall, but of 2020. But I need to put on size, so I wasn't going to prep anytime soon. Anyways, my concerns are maybe for the long term. My mind turns long term. When you're in your 20s and you're blasting gear, it's YOLO and live 40 years a lion rather than 60 years a lamb or something. But it's like when you have a kid, it's like, okay, maybe I am a lamb a little bit and I want to stick around, and I don't want to do this till the wheels fall off. So
yeah, I can see how it could really change your perspective on a lot of things. That's one of my biggest things about kids, man. Like I'll never say never, but like as of right now in my life, like it's a big no for me because of just like how I grew up. My family was kind of like torn apart early when I was at an early age. Like I'm not going to get into that, but I know that if I did have a kid, I feel like my focus would then turn on them. Right. And I'm just an all or nothing person. Like I honestly don't think I'd be able to bodybuild at the level I would want to and be able to have a family at the same time. So it's almost like a fear for me in a way, because like bodybuilding is my passion and like I want to take this as far as I can take it, and until I'm at a point with it where I'm like super financially secure, like it's something like I really like, I don't want that. Just for that reason, because I'm not done doing what I have to do in bodybuilding yet,
Yeah, I haven't done it yet, so I can't speak to it, but I mean, people do it. I think we all know how selfish you have to be when you prep. So it's not awesome. It can't be awesome. It's definitely not ideal for the child's experience, but I think if you've got it in you to be a good parent, you'll still meet the minimum expectations. Like I have a friend that just prepped when he has a young child in the home, and I think he still did a great job. His partner definitely had to pick up, but if you have paternity leave, you're working from home, or you have an out-of-home business like they do, and you're around, you're just tired and not as into it, and maybe you're snippy and not as fun. So it's I think it would be a challenge either way.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you who can't do it: Brandon Curry.
No, yeah, he took off to a different part of the world.
Yeah, but at least you got a good setup going though, man. Like you work from home and all that stuff, right? So
yeah, I get 6 months paternity leave too, so I have to work for 6 months.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. So my life is going to change a lot, but not as much as someone that was going to work all the time from home. So that'll be the same. I still, I won't get cabin fever because I'm used to being in my house all the time anyways. But as far as the sleep thing, you're up every 2 or 3 hours all night. I don't have to breastfeed. We're gonna try to breastfeed, and so mama's gotta carry that burden.
Yeah.
you
You're
know,
just there
I
for
will have
moral
to get
support.
up probably every other. That's just to say that I don't have to get up as much as her probably, but I will get up and do some bottle feeding. That said, I mean, with paternity leave, I can sleep when I can get the chance, and
Yeah.
she won't be able to train for a while, but we'll be able to take turns going to the gym. And, you know, I think having a baby's no excuse to not get your meals in or not get your workout in.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem that way.
Well, I feel like us as bodybuilders, like we're just so good at like finding systems, like
Oh,
to
yeah.
make sure we get like all of our bodybuilding shit done, like regardless of what else goes on in their
Plan
life, man.
ahead.
Like we've all worked around like crazy obstacles. Just give me a second. I got to turn on the light in here. It's getting really dark.
Yeah. You're disappearing. That's better.
There you go. But yeah, like I was saying, like we're so used to just working around stuff and working through stuff. Like you'll figure it out. You'll get a system going, and you know.
Yeah, I expect to make quite good progress. Like I'm really looking forward to this next part of my off season. Training's going really well. I'm really hitting my stride now. Really getting to that point where the gear is going to be put to good use when I hop on this weekend.
Yeah.
Good timing. You know, they from what I've seen in like Olympic style training, you know, like the Russians, they talk about the Russian training and what they did to put on muscle back in the day for their athletes. And basically the way drugs were invented, they said that the Russians used to beat up their athletes till they were like to the breaking point, and then they would juice them up. And they showed better response. Adding
Almost like priming their bodies for it.
Yeah. Adding the cycle when they were like beat up.
So would you say you're trained at 100% right now?
Yeah, no. I got a lot more volume to add in over time, I think, but about halfway through my training progression. And so I'm training really hard and I'm feeling it. And I'm glad that I'm going to be hopping on cycle this weekend because I need the recovery. My performance is starting to taper right now. So It comes at a good time.
So did you deload at all before like you like started training hard again? Like did you take like a week off at any point since your show, like from training?
Yeah, right after the show, I basically for 2 weeks straight just do pump shit.
Right. But you were still in the gym. You didn't take any time out of the gym?
I go like 3 days a week for 2 weeks straight.
Okay, yeah.
At the most.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still real weak after the show. And I find it's helpful, at least on the connective tissue, but also on the mind to be in there only a little bit, but still be in there.
So your strength still hasn't really come back?
I would say the last 2 weeks I've started to feel good as far as controlling the weight goes since my show. So probably like 5 weeks post show before I started to feel real good about my training performance. I look good, but I feel like I was strong.
Well, man, you definitely don't have much body fat on. Like you're in a really good position to start a cycle and start pushing the food and everything.
Yeah, I'm 190 right now, and I get down to the low 170s. I weigh in about 171 for my classic weigh-ins for the last full year. Atlantics last year included, 171 to 173. But maybe that's a bit over dieted. I don't know. I know that I look really good around 180 when I'm that lean but filled out to 180 to 185. I think 185 looks really good. I'm walking around 190 right now. Definitely not as full as.
Yeah, of course not. You're not on anything.
Yeah, but it's good starting point for sure. I could have eaten a little less, to be totally honest. I ate like a real asshole for a long time after the show, and I probably put on more fat than I needed to if I was being perfect. But I haven't been perfect. My partner's pregnant, and it makes you feel like you're pregnant too.
I bet.
She's always buying snacks, and normally I'm a snacker, but post show, when I'm trying to reel my appetite in, in the first place, and there's little delicious snacks everywhere, I could avoid them during prep. Not a problem.
Oh yeah.
But when it's not prep, I'm like, why not have what she got in there? See all these granola bars, and she likes those chips. She likes salty stuff. So, and I'm not usually a chocolate person, but I believe that once you start eating something like chocolate more often than you normally would, I feel like then you start to crave it.
Oh man, 100%.
It's like your gut bacteria start changing, and they're like, I want more of that.
Dude, it's same thing with like fast food for me. Like I had so Sunday. So you know my girlfriend, she when you met her, she was probably like a vegetarian still. So
yeah,
because of bodybuilding, she's wanted to like add in like more food. So she started eating ground beef. Okay. And it's been doing really good for her. Like it's actually like made her literally more muscular in like the matter of like a month.
That's sick.
So one day last week, she was like, yeah, I'm craving a hamburger. And I was like, holy shit. Like we've been together for like 4 years. I haven't seen her eat a hamburger in my life. So I was like, okay, well.
I bet vegans, lifetime vegans, got to crave hamburgers. Those just look and smell delicious. I don't know what's wrong with people that.
Yeah, listen, man, I'll never understand it. But so we made a plan. Like we're going to go to Wendy's Sunday, and we got our burger. I got like 2 burgers and 2 wraps and a large fries. But that was like the first time I had shit like that in a while. Like cheat meals for me for the longest time have just been like sushi, basically, just because I was so keen on my digestion and everything was going so good. I didn't really want to mess around with it.
Yeah.
And
man, I can't eat too much sushi. I get like a sodium headache.
Oh, really?
My head like feels like it's going to explode.
I don't even use soy sauce when I eat sushi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just eat it the way it is. Yeah. But yeah, so then that led me to getting Wendy's again last night. The same thing. Just because ever since I had it on Sunday, I just couldn't stop craving it.
The same meal? You didn't even switch it up?
I got the exact same fucking thing. Yeah.
I tried the BK pretzel burger a couple weeks ago. Pretzel Bacon King. That is awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah?
I would recommend that. Yeah.
I'll try that, man. I like Burger King too. I was on the A&W for a long time. Just because it was like the cleanest thing, like burger thing I could think of.
It is like, it feels kind of clean. Yeah, I see what you're
Dude,
saying.
it's expensive. If I go to A&W, it's $40 for just me.
Holy shit. Well, you're going all out. Treat yourself.
Yeah, that's my thing with fast food. Like if I'm going at it, I just go all out. But that's where I'm at now because I know I'm getting ready to get into prep mode. Right. So I've let myself away with some shit like if I want to have a mini chocolate bar or something throughout the day, I'll just eat it and not think about it. I don't want to restrict myself too much now because I know what's coming kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, there's that mindset, but also the more fat you add unnecessarily now, it's just fat you're going to have to diet off.
Yeah. You're not fucking wrong there. But even now, man, I don't think it's even possible for me to gain fat. I don't think I can eat in a surplus enough right now to put on any more body fat than I have. If you compare my update pictures, I take them every Sunday or Saturday. Yeah. And if you compare them from now, every weekend the last 2 months, my body, I basically look the same. Right. So
you're just saying that you've got your metabolism going so high that you couldn't even eat enough to get fat.
Well, dude, this is how fast my metabolism is, okay? So last week I didn't train at all. I took 7 days in a row off training. Yeah. So we brought down my food. I took normal meal for me would be 400 grams of rice, 6 times a day, okay? I brought all those meals just down to 300 grams of rice, okay? And I didn't train, did no cardio. I went from 332 to 322 in 7 days. That's pretty insane. Yeah. Right. And I literally, and I was barely working. I go to work for 1 or 2 hours to train my clients because I had a few clients on vacation. And besides that, I was sitting on my ass and I felt the weight coming off me. I was starving in between my meals, just taking that 20 grams of carbs out of each meal. I was friggin' starving, but it did my digestion a favor too. But I didn't weigh myself the whole week, and I could not believe it when I stepped on the scale. It was 10 pounds.
Were you still taking all the same supplements, or did you cut back on those for the week too?
Well, I came off. I was only off for a week.
Oh yeah.
So everything was still in my system.
Right. But
I'm only off, like I've only been off for 2 weeks now.
did you go from taking growth hormone to not taking growth hormone?
No, I kept the GH in.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, because I know growth hormone could pull 4 or 5 pounds of water off of you. Really.
Dude, that's 100% true because I think I told you about that before when I came off Serostim for like 5 or 6 days. I was just like in between kits kind of thing. And I lost like, I didn't change training. I didn't change diet. My gear was still in. And I dropped like 6 or 7 pounds just for being off the GH for like 4 or 5
Probably
days.
after 2 or 3 days, right?
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 days, I think, and then like I finally weighed myself, and I was like, but I knew it was water because like when I'm consistently using Serostim, especially, like I have like watery ankles. My hands are really like fat too. Like it's even hard to make a fist sometimes, especially like in the nighttime.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
so
do. I just do it 5 on 2 off. So I'll do like Monday to Friday and take the weekend off, and that helps reduce the water. And I don't find that doing 7 days a week is any better than 5 days a week in terms of benefits. But you can reduce some of the side effects by taking a couple of days off in there.
yeah. Well, what's interesting too, with my doctor, so I go see like a specialist. He's an internist. Like my family doctor recommended me like to do my blood work through him because he kind of understands steroids more so than like your average